Hi, welcome to GrandLine Grinders episode 40. And of course, we are here together with favorite anime villain this week. It's a short crew. And so we're talking a little bit about his Nats experience. That's why he wasn't here last week. Plus, we're going to talk a little bit about OP15 spoilers, where we think these leaders are. That's kind of just about it. So, very high level, very hopefully in-depth discussion. He does have something to do within an hour or so, so we're to keep this a very short podcast. So, how are you doing this week, favorite anime villain?
Uh, I mean, not too bad. I got back from Vegas like a week ago, Monday afternoon. I was pretty beat. I think I just went to sleep and then woke up and maybe did a stream, maybe I didn't. I don't remember. It's been a fine week though. I've just been catching up on like tasks that I kind of not necessarily fell behind on, but stuff that I didn't have a chance to do either right before I left for Vegas or things that just piled up in the meantime while I was gone.
Yeah, so speaking of Vegas, so we'll go ahead and get right into. We'll talk about the last few, basically their Eggman events and stuff like this. So we have, of course, had three Chinwan Z Cups since then. Um, I mean, for the most part, these leaders kind of stay consistent. I'm not sure if EBO3, okay, yeah, it is EBO3, which explains why there's so many of them. So it makes sense why Nami took a huge portion here. I mean, because she got the most, and Sanji got the most from that set.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, is there any other leader that you want to, highlight here that you think maybe we've gotten a lot of
I'm
support?
I'm kind of really surprised. So I'm not super surprised to see Sabo making it because we get the four cost Koala SR, which if your opponent is silly enough to KO it, you just bring out the six cost Sabo from hand or trash. So like that's cool. It seems like it's popping off more. They're also running like the seven cost Ein to drop anything's power to zero. Pretty strong. But I'm really surprised to see Lim. I know we got like a 2K counter Lim card from
Yep.
EBO3, but it's Lim, the character, so it's like a non-searchable 2K counter in a deck that already had like a handful of unsearchable Lim cards. The card is really good. It like gives a power boost for I want to say your leader and all of your Odyssey characters, but it seemed a lot more broken when it was announced. Or like maybe if we would have gotten EBO3 at the same time like Japan did, because we got it after 14, whereas they got EBO3 before 14. I think it could have maybe shown up a little bit more, but I think it's just an outlier. I don't think there's anything crazy about the deck, and I don't think the new four cost 2K counter makes the deck like relevant. I think someone just likes Lim and they did good with it.
Yeah, I mean, like they always say, if you have a lot of experience with the deck under your belt, you probably will top eight. You could top eight, especially a tournament
It
like this.
it is often better to play a deck that you're comfortable with than like the best deck that you have no reps with.
I definitely second that. So besides that, like Rusty's leaders are kind of, the one that's other spicy thing here is Shirahoshi. She did get a 3-drop Shirahoshi. That's about it. So it's kind of interesting. It's kind of nice to see her showing up, and I'm not sure if this is a top eight. I think it's top eight. So that's kind of nice. What do you think,
That
Shirahoshi?
Shirahoshi is kind of a crazy card, honestly.
What
Because
do
it's
you?
just like a three cost that you trash to heal your leader.
Yeah. So where do you think she will be at in the future? Like, for one, do you think she's ready to compete now? If not, what do you think she needs?
I think she's definitely pretty close to being very playable. I don't know. I don't think it needs anything else. It needs a leader that can attack, but it would probably be like a super high tier if it could. Anything that can like cheat out a body is kind of broken, especially because like they've just been spoon feeding Shirahoshi a lot of support. Even just like the two cost, I guess another card that like another searcher probably is what they need, because they just need to be able to find their pieces. But if they start spitting out Neptunians and they have the 2-cost Shirahoshi, the anti-removal one, like they pop off. There's nothing you can do about it. All of their like 5/6s or 5/7s become like 5/8s or 5/9s on your opponent's turn, which is just insanely hard to remove. So if they have like removal protection, the deck is good, but it's like seeing all of those pieces regularly.
Yeah, I know. Like one thing I've heard, the one of their biggest issues, of course, has always been carrot. Weirdly enough,
Yeah, I guess.
because I mean, a lot of their stuff gets frozen and they can't really untap. So like, I don't know if there's not really any kind of card that could prevent being frozen. So that would have to be like a whole
You
new thing.
just
Yeah,
don't. I mean, a lot of the cards just restand themselves. Like the one dumb whale shark thing just like flips your life to restand itself at the end of the turn.
yeah, the
That plays
blocker.
around carrot. Also, carrot's not even like, if
Yeah,
you run into a carrot, you run into a carrot. Take your L. It's not. We're not in a carrot meta, and like
yeah,
we're not in a meta that's shaped enough by 5-cost carrot being relevant in every deck. Like you're more likely to see 5-cost Bonnie keep something frozen. I guess carrot leader could rest one of the 5 costs and then like keep it frozen with a carrot, but again, just take your L if you are unlucky enough to run into a singular carrot player.
So I guess technically the only time this is going to probably matter is probably at the female event, because you're
Yeah,
probably going to see Carrot and you probably will see Bonnie. Both of them might still be playing on Carrot. So like that's like the only time where this probably actually, yeah, you're right. Probably the only time it will come up if you're playing Shirahoshi in that event. I mean,
even then though, like your opponent has to see all of their carrots to really keep your board stunned. Otherwise, like carrot only keeps your stuff frozen. You can still just like restand. Like they have to see multiple carrots to keep multiple of your things frozen. But at that point, you can just like heal, flip another card, restand a character, do character rush. Like the second the carrot swings out, you just play down the 6/8 and you swing into it with that because it has character rush. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, it could be tricky for sure. It might be a little annoying, but I don't think it's that big of a deal.
yeah, that 7/8 I think is pretty hardcore. Pretty strong for the deck for sure. Now, so you were at the 215 event North American Finals. So, you want to do a high level? Go shout out if you want a more in depth analysis of his experience at that tournament. Check out his channel. He did a video on it. I watched it. So you want to do a high level, so that way they can go watch your actual video if they want to know more. So
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to hear me ramble about Vegas and my experience, it's less about the tournament and more just about going and having fun in Vegas. But the event was handled well for the most part. There were a couple things that could definitely be improved on. I didn't do super well. I ran into my worst matchup half of my games that I played, which unfortunately just happens sometimes.
yeah, you definitely did mention that. So that basically means your worst matchup towards like. So I'm assuming at the end it was a lot of the same matchups, or was it?
No, it was like uh so I want to say I lost maybe the first 2 games, or maybe I lost like my first game and then I paired into like my worst matchup, and then I won a game and then I paired back into my worst matchup, and then I won another game and I paired like I would have like a game or two loss and then pair into my worst matchup, sometimes back to back of those. Like it's only a 10-round day. And round 9 I got a bye. So I don't remember exact order on it, but yeah, I just ran into Ace a lot, which sucked. Everyone that I was sitting down again, like around, was either playing off against Dofi or Moria or Mihawk or Emu. And like I did play into a couple Emus. I beat both of them. I played into one Mihawk, which is crazy because I was really expecting to see more of that, but just not the luck that I had for matchups.
I mean, yeah. Hopefully, I was hoping you did quite well and represent the GrandLine Grinders podcast. I'm just kidding. I was rooting for you, but sad to hear. Next time you'll get there. Are you scheduled for any of the Red Bull events? Or are you,
No Red Bull events.
because
I
it's
am
not.
in like 7 of the Heroin Cups, which I'm like not as excited about because it's a whole different format that I have to practice a completely different deck for, and I had to like make sure I had all of my EVO3 cards to be able to play those decks. And
Yeah.
I would rather grind out the deck that I'm gonna like play in regionals in the next couple of months. I don't really enjoy jumping like I do. I like to jump between decks and have fun, but when I'm like on a deck, I want to play that and I want to fine tune it until I have it like to my specifications, I guess.
Yeah, so you're playing Nami, is that right?
I'm either going to play Nami or Nico Robin, but I'm leaning into Nami. Robin's a little slow, and you have to make contact with the leader, whereas like Nami got all the same buffs that Robin did, but plays a little bit better with them.
Yeah, so like I wasn't really sure. Like I mean Robin, there's many different builds, right? Like I played recently, last week on the stream. I played the Thriller Bark Pirates Nico Robin. I wasn't a huge fan of it, so I might revisit her again because I'm at the process of trying to figure out what decks I want to specialize in on my channel, and I'm going through the process of that. I know ones are guaranteed. I tried Nico Robin because I do probably should have some sort of yellow deck in my rotation, but she felt too yellow to me, so I was like, this is just not my thing. So
Nico is like really cool because it's just essentially anti-yellow, um, which is cool. It's just like hey, your triggers aren't going to activate. I personally really like the Thriller Bark Slop, but I think it's just like the best yellow engine that we've had since like OP05.
oh, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's more of the cards outside of that package. I was probably maybe I would have liked it more if it had more big bodies in it. Then instead of my only big body being 4 copies of Gecko Moria.
I mean, yeah, you just run other stuff. Like I was
Yeah.
testing, I mean, sometimes I was testing the 6 cost Beer Luffy. I was testing 8 cost Roger to bump leader to 7K. I've heard people running 9 cost Lin Lin, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it does struggle a little bit. I think the Thriller Bark package in general, unless you're utilizing like the black Thriller Bark stuff, which obviously you can't in Nico Robin. The yellow Thriller Bark stuff is a little underwhelming for power. They're all just 4/5s. Or I guess Absalon is a 3/5, but it's still that same 5K threshold.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with all that. I think it was just like I would like some more aspects of purple. I'm to make me want to ramp other than just to play a gecko. But like, so I might retool the deck and try it again. But
I
yes,
mean, deck preference versus like optimization doesn't always line up. Like I think Thriller Bark is probably the most advantageous build of Robin, but the payoff is kind of weird. There's not really nothing really like sits perfectly as a boss monster. Mori is good. He's an 8/10. You can search him off of I guess Absalon if you run Absalon and he gets KO'd or the Lilith. But I've felt like a lot of decks lack good top end.
you may be right. Maybe Big Mom is just the way to go with it. I don't know if I want to do the purple line draw Big Mom or a different one.
Well, you
The other one's about to rotate though, but
well, it's about ready to rotate. It's also locked to Big Mom Pirates.
yeah, okay. Yeah, so I might try 9 drop Lin Lin because it does give you a life, which kind of works quite well with the actual through a bark pirates because I mean the more life you have, the more triggers you can get. So
Well, not only that, it also discards a card to give you that life, which means you can discard off one of your Thriller Bark Pirates. But by the time you're at 9 Dawn, you should already have Thriller Barks in trash. It's also like double good just because it can be removal, hypothetically.
yeah, and it's also good removal against Boa. So it's not like
It's okay removal against Boa.
I mean it doesn't sprock her ability. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but
So
it gives them another life,
yeah,
which is kind of the worst removal.
you're not wrong there. Like the thing that you might remove already has a trigger, so you're just kind of giving a trigger body later. So I can see that being yeah, definitely an argument. So you're thinking about playing Nami or Robin. Of course, I'm strictly going down sugar because I pretty much have like 100% of Dofi built. So sprinkling in some ride cards and then adding a sugar leader is just easy for me to do. Um, Besides that, there's not like really a lot of purple. The only other leader I would even think about doing is pudding, but that would take so much investment into the yellow Big Mom Pirate cards. I just don't really have them, so I was like, whatever. I'll
Yeah,
just
I
play
feel
sugar.
that. I thought about like maybe playing Yamato, but it runs into a lot of the same issue that like Nico Robin runs into, where you really have to be able to make contact with your leader, and there's just not enough to deal with the current meta to like play around blockers. Maybe if Yamato had like an unblockable card,
That would make the leader absolutely correct.
I mean,
It
it
would
would
be
make it
good. It would be
good. You'd
good.
still have to find your four ofs, but
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. That would definitely make the deck actually legit and make it more of in Magic. Is the term is called what do you call it? Basically, it's all on your leader.
yeah.
What's the term? I I don't remember. It's not probably not as relevant, but yeah, they have that kind of leaders where in Commander where their focal point is just literally swinging with the leader.
Mhm.
So it is nice to have those kind of decks. So besides that, like, is there anything else you want to talk about regarding these decks, like these tournaments here?
It's a lot of just the same shit. Oh, I called it before I left for Nats. Rosinante is really good. I said it was going to be a like a sleeper pick, and it made top four. That
Yeah,
deck's really correct. It only
and
gets better with the EBO3 law as well.
Red Green Luffy, I think, is going to get better and better, especially considering the fact that we'll see what we get in the Marineford Ace and Luffy deck. That could also boost up Luffy.
It
That
could, but
I doubt it
realistically,
actually.
it shouldn't. Outside of maybe like a Luffy card, there shouldn't really be any like
Straw Hats, yeah,
straw hats in the deck outside of like maybe a Luffy card. Hopefully.
you're right. And then Nami making it was interesting, but
Yeah, Nami promo Nami making it to top 32, top 16, whatever is insane. I know
yeah,
multiple people who got rolled by that deck, which is kind of funny.
yeah, it was funny because like since then I've seen a lot of Nami in the East. I'm just like, man, you guys are living by that. I don't know about that. So let's go ahead and get right into the power rankings. So changes. Luffy's red Luffy is on the increase. Zoro's back, which is a little interesting. I was not expecting a Zoro to come back into the meta. And then Ace took top spot, which I guess I seen that coming. I mean, I do think Ace is probably the best deck in the format.
I'm pretty sure Ace was number one the week before I went to Nats as well. So
Okay,
like
maybe
2 weeks
these two
ago.
maybe just flipped, and then they flipped back. But that is interesting. What do you think of Zoro in this meta? Like,
It's just a Unga Bunga leader. It puts Dawn on leader, it swings into character, then it swings into leader. It's just good. It's always gonna be good. Being able to swing twice is it is essentially what Yamato like could have been in the like the design of a leader, like a deck focused around your leader. Like all of the support is built around making sure Zoro is able to swing into a character and then he's able to swing into the leader. So like even if your opponent blocks, you get to swing again.
Now, I was going more lines. What do you think about it? Because as in regards to, we all know it's not good into Mihawk or Emu. Looks like it's not very good into Boa, which is kind of why I was surprised to see it come back. Like it's also very bad into Yellow Luffy. So like
It's
it's kind of
it's
bad
like
into
not actually bad into Yellow Luffy. Like as a Yellow Luffy player, maybe
oh
like
47.7. I guess is pretty. It's pretty 50-50, or
I mean,
slightly
I
better.
wouldn't even say like in that the power ranking like spread says that Luffy is favored, but it's not. Like maybe going into EVO3, which this should not really be based on. This should be like the last power ranking of 14 before EVO3.
Yep.
Um, those stats aren't accurate. Like those stats are not accurate. You have to high roll so hard as Luffy, and like you have to specifically be playing like the Thriller Bark variant, or you're getting decimated by Zoro. Like because he just clears your bodies and then he keeps swinging, and you can't do anything to his bodies.
But I mean, post EBO3, it has to get much. It has to get worse, right, for Zoro there. I mean, because
I
Nami.
think like maybe a little bit, but still not really. Like they swing into your Nami, you just play another character out, sure, or like they swing into the Nico Robin and they take damage. So like yeah, it's probably a little bit more like in Luffy's favor, but like two cards being introduced into the deck isn't necessarily enough to like overtake a bad matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really complaining or anything like that about Zoro. I mean, I think Zoro is a pretty decent, solid deck, especially for the. Typically, it's not very high in cost, like money wise. So, like, it
Yeah,
does a really good job at what it wants to do. Um, where do you think Red Green Luffy is going to be in going forward? You think it's a real contender, like
I
serious?
think it's always been a real contender. It just takes good people playing it. That's like something to be said about a lot of decks. Like, um, I think it's Rick Master Flash is the person who got third at Nats with Red Green Luffy. That dude's insane. He's a crazy good player. Whereas, like, I've seen a bunch of bad Red Green Luffy players. I've seen Red Green Luffy players who have left up 6 Dawn before moving into their opponent's turn. Like, it's a good deck. It's hard to swing through 10,000 counter late game every turn. You have to go wide and you have to go tall. Like, you have to establish 7 cost bodies every turn, basically, or 7K bodies every turn
Yeah, and plus with the
as soon as you can.
additions of Usopp, really does allow it to go a little bit. Um, Allows you to commit more on your turn, and then also untap significant amount of Dawn on your opponent's turn on
You're
the end
talking
step.
about the 3 cost Usopp
No, the 4 drop Usopp.
that just restands Dawn at the end of the turn. I mean, yeah, I guess it's a
Yeah,
fine
it
card.
allows you to actually put a clock down quick and better than previously, where you just had Sanji that restand Dawn and Zoro 4 drop Zoro that restand on.
The Usopp has always been in the deck.
It just came out in OP14.
Did it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it just dropped this past that, and that's I think been a kind of a really big include for the deck. Um,
I. Oh yeah, it is
yeah,
right there. I thought it came out in 13.
yeah. So this was a really good include because it allows you to untap 2 Dawn here and like a Dawn I think with Sanji, so you could really just commit all but 2 Dawn and then have everything restand, and then you're kind of back. You know, pretty good stuff. So. And I mean, even then, like if Red Green Luffy gets like one more piece, like I gotta imagine it's got to be potentially you could break into top 5 as a competitive level deck.
It can probably break into top 5 where it like what it has already. the deck is already very good. Like the power rankings on the sim isn't even like a strong representation of what's actually happening in the meta. Like people are either just testing on the sim or they're taking like giant ratios of a bunch of players, both good and bad. Like,
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't surprise me, especially since I mean, Zoro and Sabo have like a 50% win rate.
well,
I mean, a very good
no.
Sabo
To,
player
to
probably has much
clear
higher.
something up, Sabo is just a good deck.
Yeah,
Like Sabo isn't like, oh, a good pile. No, like the deck is just good. It has an atrocious going first curve, but going second, it's just a good deck, which is the merit of most decks these days. Like Bandai loves to create decks that are really strong on a specific curve.
that's not what I was saying. I was saying the plays with Zoro and Sabo as in regards to that probably their win rate is brought down by a mixture of there being some bad players on it, and as well as the best bringing it up. If it was strictly the best, it probably would have a higher win rate. That's more what I was getting at.
But
Not that
like
it's a bad deck.
not every player is going to be on Sabo. Like a 50% win rate is very good. Like even the best deck on this list is only 54.1%. Nothing's coming through with like if the best players only were on all of these lists, some of them would be pushing like 80% win rates. Like I guess yes, it is a mix
Yeah,
between very high level players and very low level players.
yeah, because I do think Sabo has a very good deck. And I do think hopefully we get the starter deck, hopefully they give us some good R curve stuff. So then he actually could be even a way higher ceiling of a deck. Um,
Hopefully,
if you get like
hopefully the meta doesn't move too far past what already exists for that to be valuable. A lot of times they make starter decks, and the cards that they put in the starter decks would be good at the point that the starter decks are designed, not they're never designed for 6 months out when
yeah,
the meta is shifted entirely.
I mean definitely that is true. I mean hopefully they put generically good cards. Like I wouldn't mind if they put like a 6/5 drop Sabo like that has the same kind of effect where it's an A cost and you put a Dawn on your lead. Would be pretty solid. But then again,
I I agree it would be. I hope they don't give it that. I don't think it needs more Dawn movers.
then
Give it
again,
a 5 cost that you just play on 6 and then you have the Dawn. Like I I'm tired of decks getting spoon-fed support when they're already good, whereas a lot of other decks just sit and like hope for the scraps or like the trickle down that come from the starter decks.
true. I mean,
I guess also I'm not even that jazzed with any of the starter deck leaders that were announced.
yeah, I know. I mean, because I think you said the yellow decks weren't really all that. I mean, because it was kid, so I mean,
Yeah, so
it's
like
not.
the best I can hope for out of a kid starter deck is like hopefully there are some good yellow 5 costs.
I mean, do you need good drop yellow yellow cards?
Yeah.
You have Nami and then you have Borsellino like that.
No,
That's
no, 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 no. No. You need good 5. What is the deck? It's kid. What is kid?
oh, I
A
meant okay for
very
kid
heavy
purposely. Yeah,
supernova deck. What other leader from the same set also relies on supernovas?
no,
Law.
you're thinking at law. Yeah,
Like I just know that the kid support is going to be mediocre for law. It's not going to be good 5 costs. Like it could be 4 costs, dude. I don't give a shit. But law's effect is very specific about 5 costs. Like you can play 5 or lower, but the deck really wants you to utilize 5 costs.
yeah.
Make them supernova locked even. I don't give a shit. Just make it better than just like, oh, this card is going to be good when I re-stand it as a blocker. Dumbest fucking like deck design, in my opinion. Like, it's not a bad deck, and I have nothing against people who run Kid, but it's like so fucking boring.
Well, I mean, it makes sense as a starter deck, though. Like, the point is, it's a very easy leader to learn, and it's good for, I guess, new players to come into the game and pick it up and just they can learn it pretty quick for a yellow deck.
It's
So,
not a good choice because the deck wasn't even that great in OP10, and it was worse in 11, and it was even worse in 12, and it was dead in 13, and now it's not even talked about in 14. We don't need old leaders recycled. And probably getting starter decks that aren't even designed around the meta that they're going to come out in. Like, Kid is going to probably get support that would be good right now. It's not going to be good in 6 months when we get the cards. That's my guess.
you're probably not
Because,
wrong.
like, outside of the Bonnie starter deck that Mihawk is abusing Law and Beppo and Kid Killer Searcher, none of the last 6 decks were good. Like, they were a little good for the week and a half that they released, but then they all faded into obscurity.
Well, yeah, that doesn't really help that. Like, they haven't gave hardly any support to Bucky since then. So, like, Bucky's kind of just collapsed in itself.
But it's not just Buggy. Where's Peanut Butter Luffy?
I still play to this day.
Where is it in the meta right now? Where's Green Yellow Yamato? Like, where's Bonnie? Bonnie's just like a fringe deck at the moment. Like, it just sucks. Like, either give us new starter decks all at once to introduce people with new simple concepts, or give us cards that are actually going to be relevant when people pick the decks up. That's my issue with them.
I mean, that's a valid concern. I enjoyed the peanut butter Luffy. Like, that was actually like the reason why I started playing the deck, and I've enjoyed it ever since, and I haven't let it go.
Brother, I have probably a $700 to $1,000 peanut butter Luffy deck, almost completely like alted out. I don't have Gum Gum Giants. I will never buy alter Gum Gum Giants, but like, I'm one of the strongest peanut butter Luffy believers, and like, I'm gonna take the Brook support from OP15, and we're gonna do something with peanut butter Luffy. I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but it like gets a little better.
Yeah,
But still, those starter decks came out in like OP11, and now we're not gonna maybe see peanut butter Luffy as a possibly playable leader until 15. Like, I wanted the peanut butter Luffy starter deck to make peanut butter Luffy good when the starter deck came out.
I mean that's valid. I mean, the issue. I mean, peanut butter Luffy is just it's weird. I mean, because the leader itself is pretty solid. It's just like, and the fact that it's gonna keep getting stunted because they don't make purple straw hats anymore. So, like, what is it doing? I mean, they did give it purple Nami in PRBO2 to give a little extra trinkle for the original starter decks, but the last set. But I mean, the fact that we're never probably not going to get purple straw hats for a while basically will stun the deck. But luckily enough, we are getting black straw hats, which I'm not sure if that deck is going to play the new chopper. Because it is interesting as a searcher, like milling 3, taking one from the trash.
If you're gonna run like a heavy amount of the black straw hats, maybe, but realistically, you're probably only possibly running the protection Zoro and the Nami that plays something from trash and gives it rush. Like, unless either of those have trash specific effects where like you have to have a certain number in trash, there's no reason to run the chopper. You already have the Law, you already have the Nami. You don't need a third searcher for the deck. Like, the deck isn't lacking in finding its pieces. Like, it needs its pieces or it doesn't survive, but it's not like lacking in searchers. Like, you can even already run the event searcher if you want.
Well, I was not saying in regards to, I was not thinking in regards to adding another searcher to the deck. I was thinking if that chopper is better than Law or Nami.
Is the chopper a one cost?
Sadly, no. It's a 2-drop.
Then no. Does it have a trigger to play itself? Ah,
No.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah, no.
So
It's just a.
immediately, it's worse than both. Law is your one Dawn play, and Nami can trigger play itself.
No, the only reason why this way actually has any value is if you're playing for Nami. It's like it does add value to Nami itself.
I
Um,
guess, but you can also just play the game regular and not neg a bunch of cards. Like the chopper is inherently a neg one just to search something off. Like you lose it out of hand and then you lose it off field as well, which is kind of low value in a deck that doesn't need to fill the trash. Like your main target off of Nami is going to be Beer Luffy or like other 6 cost Luffy that has Rush sometimes, most of the time, or like Rush Sanji. I guess like the 5 cost Nico Robin is maybe also decent, but I wouldn't even run that in the deck.
you're talking about where is she?
It's right next to the Nami.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I,
blocker.
I wouldn't even run that. Maybe like the Frankie. Then I don't know. There's like maybe one other card that's worth running, or like possibly the Shadow Luffy. But like it's really just the Nami that's worth running.
Yeah, so like the weird about this card is, I mean, some versions do play Morgans, and some people are arguing this might be a slightly better Morgan. But then again, you need 10 or more cards in trash make this a blocker. So Morgan by default has blocker. So I mean,
Doesn't Morgan rip a card out of your opponent's hand?
no, it's draw 2 trash 2.
That's not. Why are people running that in Black Purple Luffy? That's bad.
I'm playing it. It's actually a pretty good fill. It's pretty good on 3. I've actually been really impressed by him.
That sounds like a terrible turn to play that. I would much rather play a Robin or a Zoro on 3 and ramp like the deck needs to do.
I mean, you still are playing those. So I mean, even on what 7 Dawn, I mean 9 Dawn or 8-10 Dawn is still a pretty good play in conjunction with
Those,
6-drop Luffy.
those are
Um,
all turns that I would much rather do other stuff though.
I mean, I've had a pretty high win rate with it, so I mean, I'm not. It's definitely a solid thing. Multiple other content creators have also adopted Morgan, so I mean, so I can see the argument. There is some very similarities overlap here, but Morgan is also a 1K counter, I believe. This one's not. I mean, it is Straw Hat searchable, but 5 Dawn turn. It's too much Dawn, I think, for this effect. Me personally.
I would not run it.
Yeah, I would rather
I'm
play
I'm
Morgan than this.
thinking mainly just the Nami sees play, or like people run other Straw Hats from 15 that are suboptimal.
Yeah, because I mean, she gets back 6-drop. Any of the two, either Gatling Luffy, Beer Luffy, or she gets back the Nico Robin blocker, which any of
Yep.
them are
She also gets back Rush Sanji, 6 cost Sanji
true. Seven times.
blocker. She can grab back Sanji and Pudding. Like there's a lot that she can grab back. She has a ton of versatility. She can grab back Luffy Taro to play another character out and then also give the Luffy Taro Rush.
I
Like
mean,
she could play back a Songoro, swing with the Songoro, you're at 8 Dawn, so you draw a card. Like this has any number of uses to it. But like my favorite is probably the Beer Luffy, just to boost your leader to 7 and get a 7K swing in.
if there is a black red ever, this would be pretty good with EBO for Zoro. But we would need a black red Straw Hat to make that work.
Yeah, that I guess.
I mean,
I think
again,
that's sort of just good in general.
Yeah, I know, but like it is a 7 drop, so it technically can back
Yeah,
from this.
for sure. And then
Which,
it would have regular rush instead of character rush. We're just we're jumping into a topic of non-existence right now because we don't have a black red straw hat.
yeah, I know. Maybe, hopefully, eventually give us that. Give us that for Frankie. That would be the ideal one. So they're also, of course, printing a lot of, I think, support for Thriller Bark Pirates. Do you see any of these cards being adapted into the Gecko Morio? Could Gecko Morio be playable with these?
Yeah. Gecko seems to be getting like the best support. Well, the Perona is literally just a generic black protection card, which I think the whole package of like one cost 2K counter protection is stupid. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
going to ruin the game.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm not a
but yeah, I
fan.
think I think Gecko is probably the deck that's like come out the best from these. The Hogback is insane. It actually like gives value back to Gecko Moria's hand. There was no good like draw engine in Gecko. There was no hand recursion to begin with. So
And then we have, of course, we have Sanji, which is basically a Cinderace, which I guess is okay. Um,
I guess it's good for Brooks specifically.
yeah, I do find it a little weird though this set though that all the strongest Straw Hats are the weakest characters, and all the strongest characters in the set are the weakest characters in the crew. It's kind of a little weird to me. I mean, because Nami is not that good. I mean, this is probably pretty accurate according to power level, but like,
I mean, I don't know. I disagree. The strongest card out of any of them is like
is
Nami, who holds the entire crew together, or the 7 cost Luffy, which
yeah,
is the character that defeated Oars.
yeah. I could definitely
And
see. I could see the argument for
Oreo.
this Luffy. Luffy is really strong. Um, but I just thought it was funny. Like Zoro is like a 2 drop 1,000. Yeah.
That has an incredible effect.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but like, it's kind of weird that he's like the second strongest character on the crew and he's powered so low.
Right, but
But
think about what he does in Thriller Bark. He protects the crew and he takes all of the like
the
brunt of
damage
Luffy's
from
damage.
Kuma, yeah,
So like him being a blocker that also like keeps one of your other straw hats on field makes sense. I get what you mean. Like it is funny that he's like a low power character, but
yeah.
it would kind of be insane if he was like a 5/7.
I'm saying like, I think it'd be more on theme, like power level, if he was technically replaced with Nami. Like he was the strong one, but and Nami was this one. But I get your
Yeah, I
point. Yeah,
don't
for Kuma, for reference to Kuma, it makes a lot of sense that he takes all the blunt and damage.
I don't think you're taking into account that Bandai wants to sell waifus. This is a card game like
Yes.
run by a giant multi-billion dollar corporation before it's like a card game that heavily bases cards off of lore. Like we do get lore from like the anime mixed in. Like they do a good job of balancing that out, but like we just had a whole set based around tits and ass. So
Yes, we did. Um, you think Absalom's gonna make some adjustments? You think this is a good card?
yeah, I think this card's really good. I think it's cool because you can run it instead of running the hogback that had to like cycle cards back into your trash
Yeah, the
or
old
from your
old one.
trash back into the deck. Yeah. And like technically that Absalon is searchable off of Lilith, which you run in Black Yellow Gecko Moria.
And it can be brought back by any of the other throw a bark
Yeah. Yep.
triggers.
Because it fits that stat line. You can also grab back 8 cost Gecko Moria, or you can grab back 6 cost Gecko Moria, which is amazing.
Yeah, you kind of can loop them together if this gets KO'd, and technically
Yep.
he can be KO'd by your leader.
Yep.
So there's definitely a lot of utility there. So I do actually, yeah. After thinking about that, yeah, based off the leader ability, this should be seeing a lot of play because
Yeah.
you can
Yeah,
just attack with it, trash it, get back a Gecko Moria, swing, 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 play your Gecko, add a life. Oh, that sounds
But
pretty awesome.
from a mechanical aspect or like looking at Black Yellow Gecko Moria from like the lens of really understanding its pitfall, it needed recursion. Like, and I don't mean it needed body recursion, it needed hand recursion. Like, the effects are so brutal to utilize. Like, you almost never use Gecko Moria's effect to heal, which sucks because it's like a really strong effect.
Yeah.
Uh, but like now you can like pop the Absalon and then shit, you can even grab an Absalon back to your hand, or like you pop the Absalon to give everything the power buff, and then you add back a 6-cost Gecko Moria from trash, and then you play that out and it brings the Absalon back out. Like there's a lot that you can do with this card, and I think there's a lot that you can do with the Hogback, the other 4-cost Hogback that on KO draws you a card if you're at 6 or less. I think you passed it. Yep.
Yeah, the one drop.
Yeah, I think that card's really good. Which, like, again, you can play that, you can pop it, then you can bring it back and pop it the next turn. And it's just like, honestly, you could even run Shadow of Asgard, I think is the stage, which is just like the Thriller Bark stage. I think it's 2 Dawn, you bring back a 2 or less cost. This is great. You bring this back, you pop it, you draw a card, everything has plus 1k.
Yeah,
I think this card is incredible.
You're not wrong. So basically, yeah, you play this on one. What's always awkward about Sindri was the fact that it was your 2K counter and it also has the ETB. So like if you had a choice between this and like, where Sindri, like you're gonna cast this, mill 5, and then next turn you're gonna KO it potentially, or later on KO it to boost your entire team and draw another card. So then it kind of has like a mixture of like Emu. Like Emu has the same kind of stuff going on where he kills a card to draw a card. So that does a lot for Emu. So it should do a lot for Red Gecko.
This is very similar to Shirlea, except you don't inherently neg 1 off of it. Like, this is good because you play it out, you put the cards into trash, then you pop it and it replaces itself, which like Charlia does as well through Emu's effect. But like this, if your opponent just kills it, it draws you a card. Like, you don't have to be the one to KO it. Yeah. So you can just, if you're gaining too much value off of this card, like dropping 3 Dawn and swinging 5 with it, which people love to not like KO 1-cost bodies. Like, people love leaving searchers on field all the time. You just generate as much value as you can with it. You keep swinging every time you have active like Open Dawn. And like if you're popping something else, say you're like constantly playing out the other Absalon, this becomes a 3k. And then you only have to put 2 Dawn on it. I think this and the Absalon are both really, really strong cards for Gecko Moria. I think the Ors is probably good too, but I haven't put a lot of like stock into it technically.
Yes, it's just a 4-drop 7,000, which is not a bad attack. I mean, you kind of need the brute force in today's meta anyways, because I mean, let's be real here. Every leader seems to be 7 or 9k, so
we're definitely pushing into territories where they're like moving the envelope more and more, like, oh, this is acceptable. Like red green Luffy Ace is going to be 4 life 6k, which is kind of crazy. Or like Roger is a 7k base leader. Don Krieg is basically going to be a 7k leader because of the Zap. Anything that is red is going to be a 7 or 8k leader because of that Zoro. Like, things are definitely getting more and more broken, and it is interesting to see more and more cards with like situationally enhanced stat lines, like 2 costs that make themselves 5k power, or Ors who's 4 cost but he's a 7k power. That's like more powerful than a vanilla, like situationally more powerful than a vanilla. A vanilla is either a 4-6 or a 5-7, or if it's a 2k counter, it's a 4/5 or a 5/6 or a 6. I won't finish that thought because of the stupid meme, but you get what I'm saying. Like 4/7 is stronger than a vanilla.
Yeah, it just said that he is not going to be useful at all if you draft or you put this in your pre-release event because there's no physical way to make him a 7. I don't think.
Yeah, you don't. He's obviously made to be played in tandem with the yellow Gecko Moria, which is the only Gecko Moria that we have. I guess technically you could run a Gecko Moria leader and just keep 5 Dawn on it, and then this is a 7k power because it's not locked to a Gecko Moria character. It's just a Gecko Moria with 10k power, but it's not good. It's not good to do that. It's
Yeah,
definitely made to be played in tandem with the yellow 8 cost.
yeah, because it would be better to put the 3 Dawn on the 6 drop. At least
Yeah.
then it would be a little bit less Dawn.
Yep. Yep, you could do that even. You just put the 3 Dawn on the 6, or I guess it's even like 2 Dawn if you use um leader effect, which you could like technically play the 7 cost or play the 6 cost, it plays this out, and then you pop this and play it back out. You know what I mean? But then you would lose the attack from the ores. Well, it plays the ores rested regardless, but
Yeah.
there are combo lines that you can do with it that are very interesting. And like literally it's 2 to 3 Dawn, depending on using leader effect, it's 2 to 3 Dawn on the 6 cost. And then this ores is swinging 7. Minimum
Actually,
7.
wait, yeah, no, you're right. No, if you KO something, it's only 2 Dawn, right?
Yep.
Because the ability gives another one.
Yep.
If we had the other Gecko Mori banned, then you only need then it'd be much easier because you could just get this back with the Gecko Moria, the 9 drop or 8 drop Gecko.
Well, you can just get this back with the yellow 8 cost gecko and you can play it active because the 8 cost yellow gecko plays or heals.
Yeah,
So it's like it can play this regardless, and then it meets the specification already.
I know that. I was saying like it'd be nice if you it would had that redundancy if you had the banned one too. But
If you just had more options,
yeah,
yeah, for sure.
so we have all of the purple basically in nails support. What are your have you been able to look at the cards?
I mean, I've been like checking them out as they've been released, but nothing's like super stuck out to me. It's cool. They got the one character that plays out another character. They have the removal protection. I was really hoping that they were going to get like a 1 cost Machino, the red Machino that like rests itself to give something power. But it seems more so like the characters are trying to like reduce the power of your opponent's characters. I do like the Holly a lot. The Ohm Holly is going to be pretty cool because it just gives them double attack and makes their power 6.
Yeah, so they can't be cracked back into very easily.
Yeah, that and they're just like actual bodies that can swing neutral. Like I don't think there's a single 5k, like a natural 5k body out of
But you still
any.
need to put Dawn on it to make them neutral because this is opponent's turn only.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, so
Well, that's not really that hard. And Nell's leader effect puts Rested Dawn, like what, 4 Rested Dawn
yeah,
onto a character or something like that.
and then of course you have this one for Shura. Um, this one on your opponent's turn also does this. The base cost 6,000. So like,
Yeah,
these
that's
two,
kind of cool, I guess.
I mean they're
Still just
okay.
very understated. Like, I was hoping we were going to get cards more akin to like Rayleigh, where like it gave a power boost, and then there were like a bunch of cards to also boost the power of the characters on your turn. Like, you can make one thing swing big each turn, and that's all you can do. Like, Rayleigh can't play a character of more than 4 cost or like a card of more than 4 cost, but it still has 10 Dawn to attach to characters. So like it's an unfortunate trade-off, especially with Enel being like once per turn. So you can't even like use his effect, make something swing 7, 6, whatever, then like use a couple Dawn minus effects, then like use Enel's effect again. So you're really only, can you scroll up to the Enel leader? Because I think you put the Dawn on like one thing, you don't put it on multiple. If you're second turn or later, add one
One, yeah,
Dawn,
one of your characters.
then add 4 additional Dawn cards and rest them. Yeah, to one of your characters. So like you're swinging maybe 7k with something. You pretty much are relying on getting your 6 cost Anels out, and then like once they stick, they stick. But they also just get stunned by Carrot or Electrical Luna or anything else.
Yeah. So I am a little worried about this deck as a whole.
Wait, hold on. That might be the second strongest character in the whole deck,
Well,
which is hilarious.
third, because you have your secret rare.
The Anels are one. I don't give a shit. They're the same stat line. One's a blocker, one's a bad searcher.
Fair enough.
The important part is that they can't be removed from the field in their 10k bodies. Other than that,
the most ironic part about this is like I don't even remember this character.
He's from the moon.
So it showed him later on, I take it.
Yeah, if you don't read the manga, you wouldn't know, but in like the cover stories, and now like went to the moon.
Okay, like yeah, I don't read the manga. I only based on whatever the show has. That's why
Yeah,
I don't remember.
They didn't adapt many of the cover stories, which sucks because the cover stories kind of tie back into the main story, where it'll like show what a character is up to. Like all throughout Elbaf, we were traveling with or Yamato throughout Wano.
So yeah, you're not wrong. This is technically, if you consider both analyses as the same character, then yeah, of course, then this would be the second best, biggest.
I didn't realize that it had a 5/6
yeah
2k counter. I thought it was a lower stat line, so it's just kind of funny that like it's not even a vassal or like a divine servant. It's a fucking Lumerian.
Yeah, weirdly enough, they always seem to print those in every single color now. The 5/6 for 2Ks.
Yeah, it's just the power adjustment of the game. Like we've moved past unplayable 2Ks, or we've moved past 2Ks that were like 5/5s.
Yeah, so I mean, right now I think Gamma is probably one of the better cards for sure. Like I think you're probably going to play a full play set of this thing.
I mean, yeah, it's just the one that plays out another
body.
It can play out Divine Soldier, or it can play out any of the vassals, which is like Godetsu, Ohm, Holly, Satori, Shura. I think that's it.
Yeah, there's 4 of them.
Oh yeah, I don't even think Holly is technically considered a vassal or
no.
Yeah.
No, just Ohm.
Isn't Hitori also? No, I guess not.
No, he's just a brother.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just his Satori, Shura, Ohm, and Gatsu. I don't know. I see people talking mixed signals about this deck. Some people say this deck is absolutely broken. And it's going to be like the strongest deck out of the set. And I'm just like other people. I don't know. I don't see it, but we'll see. I'm kind of curious to see if this deck is going to be that.
It's what did we even get for like a searcher for purple? Who's the search card? Is it Enel, the 6 cost? Wait, what does the farmer dude do?
Yeah, on play Dawn -1, look top 5, add 1 into your hand, put the rest of the bottom of your library.
And then trash 1. Very bad searcher. It's not even when attacking, which sucks. What does the like 1 cost dude who's shoveling dirt with Godetsu do?
The 3-drop, you mean?
Yeah, I didn't know the cost. It doesn't matter. They're all
Yeah.
one cost to me. So
Reveal
this
one,
just like plays
a 2-drop.
reveal one if the reveal card that up. It's just a ramp card. It's not even like I thought it was maybe like a card that played another card off the top of the deck, like Ivankov, but it's
Oh
not.
yeah,
It's worse.
yeah. That's much worse. I first when I was like reading it, I stopped reading it. I was like, okay, it's just the guy that reveals the top card. If it's a 2-drop or less, you just get to play it. No, it's not that.
Kind of really unfortunate because it's not even a searchable 2K counter.
No, it's Alabasta Kingdom. Weirdly enough.
Yeah, that has to do with like the cover story. After like Sky Island happens, Godetsu gets knocked out of the sky and he falls into. I don't think he falls to Alabasta. He falls to like some other island where there's like a giant mole, like the animal, like a mole
I'm
that
assuming it's
like
Hot
digs through the
Spring.
dirt. What's that?
It's probably Hot Spring.
Yeah, I think it's Hot Spring Island, and then they like connect Hot Spring Island to Alabasta via like an underground tunnel or some shit like that. But like, yeah, it's funny lore wise that it's added in, but it sucks because it's not even a searchable 2K. So like,
Yeah. I mean,
you
you don't
have
really have a lot of 2Ks here.
I guess like you have the unsearchable 2K, you have the removal protection 2K, and then you have the 5/6, who shouldn't even be Sky Island. So like you only have the Nola that's searchable technically.
I mean, but technically, I think he doesn't care what it is, right? It's top 5 after 1 card. So,
Oh, okay. Okay,
so it
that's
doesn't
tight.
matter that it's Sky Island.
That's kind of gas.
So you pick anything trash one.
I mean, that part's terrible. Can we just ignore the trash one? Like inherently having to go -2 to search a card is terrible.
And then, of course, we got a Luffy.
Yeah,
I
this
don't
loop is
think.
busted.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really good in any of the brothers, especially. I mean, because
Yeah, because you can go like 2 cost into this
yeah,
for sure. I think it's just going to be good in literally any yellow deck. This
and
is just like a really strong 5 Dawn play.
this card is even best. It's best in Sabo technically. The Sabo, you literally comes down, has rush, then you can immediately add it to life because it is 7K. So it technically works really well there.
I mean, yeah, if you're trying to really single out a leader, that's kind of sure. Sure.
I mean, so, but the rest of these cards, for the most part, there's not a lot of exciting stuff, honestly, in this set,
What are you talking about?
except for the
The
black stuff. The black stuff actually interests me.
No, brother, no. The yellow stuff is insane. You brought it up on screen and
Kogura,
completely
yeah,
no, no, no. The 4 cost Zoro that
yes,
discards a card to heal?
yes. Technically, yeah,
This
this
is
card
the
is correct.
lowest cost heal that we have. This is insane. This means that on your 10 Dawn turn, you can go the 1 cost event that heals you from 0 to 1, the champion rifle or whatever it is, the one that's right underneath Zoro. It's straw hat locked. Zoom down. Go 1 card underneath Zoro. Yep. Golden rifle. You play this. You heal back from 0 to 1. You then play down a Borsalino. You go from 1 to 2 and you establish a blocker. You then play the Zoro and you go from 2 to 3.
I mean, I'm not
All
doubting that
in
these
one.
cards are good. I don't. Did I say that they were not good?
Yeah, you said that the only exciting things in this set were black
For
cards.
me, I don't really care for yellow. I don't really care for
that
green.
that is something you maybe should have specified. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
was like, no, brother, some of these cards are insane. Like,
Now, Kagura is a different story. I actually find this very fun as a yellow leader, but
I
the
don't.
whole life
I
gain
like.
stuff. Oh my god.
I like that wiper card a lot, but we're just. It's like obviously supposed to be anti-Enel, but then we got a like anti-removal card in every color, which immediately invalidates this character. I do like the Mont Blanc Nolan, the one that's above the wiper. This is cool. I think this is a really nifty card. And then there's I want to say a 3 cost Calgara, right?
Yes, the searcher one.
Yep.
Absolutely correct.
That one's really good. And then the 1 cost 2K counter Searcher Nami, where she's like riding the sky bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this card is also really, really good. The fact that it's a Searcher and a 2K counter, and it just adds more consistency. I don't know if you'll run it in Calgara because you really need to find like your Nolans, but just even right off the rip, you can run this in a Nell just to find 10 cost a Nell. And then like, ooh, worst case scenario, it's a 2K counter. It also only bottom decks 3, which is kind of nice because I hate searchers that like look at too many cards and then you like bottom deck too many of the good cards that you need to see. So like I think this card is really, really good, just
Fair,
in general, but I think it maybe won't be as good in like Calgara, unfortunately. It could still see play because it's
fair
just a
enough.
1 cost Sky Islands searcher, but
So, question. So, do you think this is going to be a common stat line now, where we're going to get a one drop 2K counter plus 2K power, look top three searchers going forward? Because we also have Viola in the same set.
we have had cards that do this already. They're just a little bit worse. So like we had Bueno Festa from STO5. He's a 1 cost. I think he's a 0
Yeah, zero power.
power. There was also a Perona, a 1 cost 2K counter green Perona in OP09
Yes.
that searched out Mihawk or Thriller Bark Pirates, but that one makes you discard a card as well. So that's like a little worse. I
Yeah. So,
guess it's not because like it was meant for Perona to like put Thriller Bark stuff in trash. So like in that sense it's not that bad. But like I kind of dig 1 cost 2K counter searchers. Except you know I have a gripe with utility 2Ks. Like I kind of just miss when 2Ks were 2Ks, where you could be like, oh, I have 12 2Ks in my deck, and they're always going to be 2Ks rather than like I have 12 2Ks in my deck, but half of the time they're going to be like a body that has to swing, or it's a blocker, or it's a searcher. So like I have mixed feelings on it.
yeah, you're not wrong. Because, I mean, technically, even Robin, right, has Clover, which also is a three
Yep.
drop, a one drop, zero power,
Yep.
dig
That
three.
searches like anything with a trigger, right?
Yeah. So, like, we've seen these before, but I've never seen two of these in the same set. Like,
Yeah,
this
it's
exact same wordage. So maybe,
interesting.
as I was asking, do you think this is the power creep of a searcher going past and basically block four and on?
I don't hate it, but like I said, I have mixed feelings because it's like, yeah, you run this and it utilizes both a 2K spot and a searcher spot, but that means like ideally you want to play your searchers out unless you're bouncing these back to hand, which like with Rebecca you would, so you would get double utilization out of it. But with like Sabo, you're not returning it back to your hand, you're just down a 2K counter.
So we will talk about, I think, Rebecca in another episode because we're kind of running a little long. Um, so we'll try to leave Rebecca for next week potentially. And of
Yeah, I
course,
think we have to talk about Brooke and Krieg in depth as well now that we have their actual support.
yeah, we could do that. You want you next week, right? As well.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
here next week. I don't have any like trips or anything until March, I think.
yeah. And I do kind of like the fact that they kind of brought back every iconic character in East Blue and shoved it
Yep,
in this set.
yep.
Props to them for doing that. I mean, because it does kind of showcase the entire story. And of course, they have a little bit of run bar support. Hopefully, we get some run bar.
The only thing that I'm not like super stoked on with like the Brooke deck is that they didn't type anything. Like nothing has a cohesive type. Like you run the black straw hats and then you're supposed to also run some like green stuff, right? But none of the green stuff outside of the 6 cost brook is straw hat, and the searcher that you're supposed to run is the chopper to put stuff in trade. It's just unfortunate that all of the green stuff outside of the 6 cost brook is like made for Krieg when Krieg also gets all of the red cards.
Yeah, I mean, they also didn't make it where Laboon is searchable either. Like,
Yeah,
that's Brooks' boy right there. You know, that's
and
Brooks'
like
whale.
even crazier, Laboon is the protection card for everything that's not Straw Hat in the deck.
Yeah, because the black one is what? It's a Perona, right?
No, yeah, the
Yeah, yeah,
black one is Perona, but there's also like a Straw Hat one as well. There's like the
yeah,
Zorro.
Zorro. Um, my biggest gripe is there is no other cards coming out for this set. I am kind of sad though that we did not get a hack. Like, why, bruh? Like,
Was Hack in Dressrosa?
yeah, he was in the tournament.
Hmm.
He was fighting. He was he got pretty far when he was on the board. I
I
mean,
don't think
fighting.
about Fishman. Fishman killed my mother.
So like that's kind of sad for me. Like I would
Well,
have.
we might get a hack in like OP16. You know, they do like 1 or 2 cards of legacy support usually.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but that would have been a great mixture card because
I,
you
I
could,
guess.
huh?
I said, I guess. Continue with your thought. Why do you think hack would be super important?
Well, for one, it's a Fishman blue, right? If it was a blue Fishman, you could make him see play in Jinbei. So like he would have utility in 2 decks potentially. So that's kind of why I was kind of excited. I was hoping to see him. Then I was kind of sad. The card that I was really would like Hack to be would be Leo, which is the the protector. If
Mhm.
Hack was the protector, it would do really good in Jinbei protecting his bodies, as well as kind of a double fold. But kind of sad that we didn't get a Hack.
I mean, we didn't get a hack yet.
Yes.
There's literally nothing saying that we don't get a blue hack in the next set in 16. Like usually leaders, unless a leader is fully fleshed out in the set that it came out in, it usually gets
A little
one
bit
or two
extra.
cards of support the next set.
Yeah, because the next set I believe is Marineford, right?
Yeah, but just because the theme is Marineford doesn't mean that they won't shove Dressrosa support.
Oh,
And like we'll get 1 or 2 random Dressrosa cards. We'll get a random red East blue card for Don Krieg. Like it's just kind of how they do every well, I don't want to say every set because they have like not given legacy support to leaders before, but usually the next set gets like 1 or 2 cards that really bring the deck together, unless the deck is like unless they just give up on the deck or if the deck is already really good. Like Emu didn't get more support because Emu was busted out of the box.
yes. We'll see how that pans out in the long term for him. But yeah, definitely. So I think that's going to be it. We're going to go and get into the wrap up because, like I said, he has some other stuff to do tonight. So I don't want to take too much of his time. So we're going to go ahead and get into the closing statements. Go ahead and do some shout outs, whatever you want to shout out. Maybe new videos you dropped on your channel or your streams or
Um, I mean, I released a video explaining my time in Vegas. I'll probably have a YouTube video going up tomorrow. Well, will be today as of the time people are like watching this. Probably within like a couple hours, we'll have an off meta Monday video going up. I think we're doing R long today because that's what I have footage for. But yeah, just go check out my YouTube, favorite anime villain. Check out Twitch. It's also favorite anime villain. Go buy cards from me on TCG Player. Surprise, surprise! It's also favorite anime villain. I don't know. Shout out my mom's because she believes in me. I don't know.
that's a good word of advice. Remember that. So one thing so for me, like, I do want to eventually get into the point where maybe we could do a joint, maybe a video together where we target a deck list and maybe we kind of showcase what you maybe get for coaching if you wanted to be every week coached by favorite anime villain here. So maybe eventually we'll do a video like that where if he's interested, we'll do like a co-op stream and then we can play one deck and kind of hash out like decision makings and all that kind of stuff. And maybe he'd be interested for that.
Yeah,
Um,
no.
and then maybe that'll start him down a different line where he does do that kind of stuff, where he gives you coaching sessions.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen, I don't think I'm a good enough player to give coaching, but if people want to, pay me for advice,
Hey,
I'm
haven't you ever
about that
heard
bag,
fake it till
babe.
you make it, okay? You fake it till you
True,
make it, okay?
true.
Nobody knew how good of a player you were. You made it to Nats. You made it to champs, so they figured you're good enough for that. Um,
Technically, I am top 1,000 in the United States. So there's what, billions of people? There's not billions, hundreds of millions of people in the US. And probably of those hundreds of millions, a million or more play One Piece, and I am technically like top 700 even. But I don't know. I'm just a dude playing a card game, but I like that money. So if you want tips, ask
yeah.
ask away. Join my meta. I'm kidding. I don't have a metafy. But yeah, I'm definitely down if we decide to like do a video and like work out the details on that. I'm totally down.
Yeah. So other than that, like I said, I am still going down, doing budget videos once a week. So if you're interested in watching budget deck list, $30 is my limit. Ace and Sanji were actually the most impressive on a budget. Like literally, besides pudding, you still have access to your 10 drop, Newgate, you still have Yamato, and etc. So like the deck still feels pretty strong, even though it's on a $30 budget. So I'm still going down that truck list, and yeah, I'm basically all cut up on my leaders. I do have to do a VV leader. I'm still trying to decide how I want to build VV. Because I know I'm trying to start to go down the path of trying out more decks without block one cards that are not rotating. I know like he thinks this is still quite a ways away from now, but for me, I want to get in there and see how these decks look post rotation, to see how they have if they're viable post rotation or not. Um, so I'm gonna see how I can make VV. I'm not sure. So, but until next week, hopefully we'll have back Med next week, and we'll have a deeper discussion about arguably the three. I think the three leaders that are going to be the most playable, which is Brook. Um, Most likely, I would have to say, Krieg. Some people are saying Lucy's going to be good. I don't
I
know.
think Lucy's gonna be correct.
Yeah, so like I think those three are going to be the ones that are going to be the highlights from the set. And then of course, if we really want to talk about Rebecca, we could. I'm just not really. I think she's just a block one leader reprint made in a block four world. I could be wrong. I hope I am, but I
My
don't think we'll see.
expectations are going to be Dawn Krieg, Yellow Luffy, and like maybe Lucy. And now could be good too, but like I don't. Brooke is not at the top of my expectations,
Uh,
especially because like we've gotten confirmation now that the turn you run to zero, you lose, or like you end the game. Uh, Even if you put cards back into your deck, once you hit zero that turn,
yeah,
that is your last turn. Which like it could be cool. It could be like a last push sort of thing. It just seems like all of the cards put cards in your trash really quickly. So how many turns are you going to survive?
and that's valid too. I mean, it also is really going to depend on how much black straw hat support we maybe get in a future set. That may be a deciding factor about Brook. Then again, we have a lot of green support for straw hats now, so
I It's always like we have to wait to see like how the cards actually play in paper as well, because like some of them read really strong, but they could be kind of clunky once we like actually see test plays. I think Luffy is going to be really good though, because you're going to gain a bunch of value off of your on plays, and then you're going to heal as well, which is kind of gas. And
yeah,
then like your shit can't be removed because you just eat a life instead of letting your character die.
yeah. And then you also get, of course, you get ground death too. So, and it's not that hard to turn on ground death in this deck because I mean, think about it. Turn two, play your chopper, you should get 7 cards in trash for turn 1 to hand. That's basically a search.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a big issue to get the 10 cards in trash for ground death.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think, a pretty good. It could be a pretty decent deck. But until then, we'll talk to you guys next time. So make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, do all that stuff to this channel, and all the people that are pinned in the subscribe section. Subscribe to all 3 of our channels. And we'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye.